Rampart. Now, before I even start, I want you to get this image out of your head. Me and Frozen Foe were going over the legend names and leaked icons, and trying to connect them to each other based on how the name sounded and the icon looked. It's never ever been confirmed to be this image. Now, you've probably seen the, I think, hundreds now of videos about this legend, but you've never seen the comprehensive theory about the nitty-gritty details, such as the legend's name and theme, that I'll be going over in this video. First, I'll cover the abilities, which again, you've probably all heard before, but it's important to get through them for those not in the know. Let's cover the passive first. There's two old passives, which is the Fixer, which allows you to swap to a wrench that can be used to repair structures. This was likely for when Apex was a more PvE game than a battle royale, so there were a lot more structures, and so now I would sort of consider this not viable. Same with Cover Fire, also more likely for a PvE Apex, where there would be far more clearly defined covers that you could stick your gun over. Gunner, this is the one we're likely going to see, for some obvious reasons which will be explained a bit later. What Gunner does is it increases your light machine gun's ammo capacity and decreases its time taken to reload. Rampart's tactical is called Amped Cover, and this builds a sort of tortoise shell looking horseshoe shaped piece of cover, and the gun you can see there is the ultimate, which is called Emplaced HMG, previously called My Friend Maxim, but this just builds a giant gun that anyone can use in the team and requires heavy ammo. Obviously, now, thinking about this, there's only one LMG viable at the moment, which is the Spitfire, as the L-Star is pretty low on the tier rankings. So we're going to need some more LMGs to make this passive useful. This could come in the form of a new LMG next season, which is unlikely given that the two rumoured weapons are the EPG, an explosive weapon, and the Volt, an SMG. The Devotion could be moved back into the regular loot pool, and this would actually have to happen if there was no new LMG. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty boring character with only one option for a main gun. Let's go into the more juicy leaks. In some time in the future, before Season 6, this graffiti mod should be appearing in the regular loot pool at a very high rate, given that it is common rarity. This can actually be found right now in a random loot bin, in the first quest, as the quest's playlist doesn't have the loot pool restriction, preventing it from spawning. The hop-up does exactly what the Gunner passive does, and this is the confirmation that Gunner will be Rampart's passive, with these values. The hop-up will attach to the Spitfire when the hop-up starts to spawn. Now, the other part of this hop-up is that it makes it shoot paintballs. This ties into Rampart's theme, and you should remember this for later. There will be 3 colors of paintballs, and they can be selected with the Select Fire Mode keybind/button on the Spitfire. This will change both the sounds and the bullet impacts of the gun, replacing the traditional small hole in whatever surface you shot with a large paint splatter. Obviously, this is going to be crazy, given how common the hop-up will be, so just expect to see the entire map covered in paint. On the hop-up, there is a very artistic looking R. This symbol is present even in the game right now, and as Tom has said on Twitter, which I can't link for you because I'm blocked, everything means something. You can actually see the symbol right now on the Flatline and Wingman reactive skins. How the Wingman reactive skin is literally called Attention to Detail, and that R is a very important detail to pay attention to. So Rampart made these weapons. This means that they're both creative, from the paint and the animated beautiful weapon designs, and an excellent engineer having crafted these guns. Other Season 6 teasers include these signs, which will spawn soon in the future. These defaced construction signs on World's Edge have the R symbol on them, and the text All Hail Sheila, defaced with paint, or spray paint, if you want to be specific. Sheila is a girl's name, and going through some language deduction, we know that it means heavenly. And we're going to Olympus, a flying city in the heavens, which was also traditionally the seat of the Greek gods. Like, really? Can it get any more obvious? I won't cover the full range of teasers that will appear on both maps, King's Canyon and World's Edge, as you do need some surprises. Speaking of Olympus, Lifeline and Octane are from Olympus, And Rampart has banner/banner frame animations for fixing Lifeline Stone and Octane's legs. Coincidence? I think not. Now, the whole graffiti thing that's going on with defacing the signs, covering the entire map in paint, line up with these leaked UI icons for sprays, which could fit totally with their theme. You can see various sprays on this image, and these are very low res because these are the icons that would sort of appear on the wheel that you would use to select the spray. Furthermore, on the topic of Olympus, we could also see this legend being this boisterous rebel character, which would be in stark juxtaposition to the socialite, high-class life of Olympus, as you've seen demonstrated time and time again in the Lobo loading screens, the Lobo trailers, and various pieces of lore. Now, to wrap it up, this icon, which I previously speculated to be Nova, is almost certainly Rampart. You can see the bindi on her forehead, and from that skin tone we can tell that she is Indian. The Festival of Colour/Holi is an Indian holiday, or more accurately, it is a Hindu festival, which lines up with the bindi/celebration that features a lot of paint and colour, which ties in as well. You can see the colour from the paint and highlights in her hair, which ties into this paint graffiti theme as well. The bubblegum also shows that she is this rebel, boisterous character. Now, when can we expect these teasers to start arriving? The most likely time would be in about 2 weeks. We have a week's break now, then a week for the summer sale with the new/maybe old returning LTM, and then following that, as we start to wind up to Season 6, then we can start to expect these incredibly exciting teasers. I would also note that there is this set of graffiti which should be appearing on World's Edge at some point in the future, featuring Blisk. As you can see there, that's Blisk. He's got his little crown styled over his head to show that he's the king. And some comment from Rampart saying, "Won't let you down," with her signature there. Now this could possibly be a way that they would start to bring Blisk back into the story, sort of through the secondary view of someone who admires him. Well, this has actually turned out to be pretty long. Thanks for watching.
I set the portal.
The trap is set. Data soon to follow. Independent variable added. Tossing thermite.
Reloading.
Subject down.
Kill leader.
Spotted a subject.
I'm down. Enemy spotted.
Understood. Reloading.
Last member's down. One squad closer to winning.
You are fortunate we are on the same team.